Ancestral Records, Archive 7-1. Every choice we make underwater is a statement. Where we place our hands, where we carry our tools, how we access them. Each gesture reflects intention, control, foresight, respect for the silent world we enter. Equipment is never incidental. It is an extension of thought, of presence, of preparation. Before action, there is a quiet within. The hand moves where intention has already gone. The tool arrives where attention is complete. Then everything returns to order. No urgency, no ornament, only clarity.
It is not the gear, but the rhythm it creates that defines mastery.
And here, the rear pouch emerges, not as an add-on, but as an answer. Shaped by Sidemount philosophy, yet adaptable to every configuration. It shapes ritual into action and reveals a lesson beyond technique. Born from the principles of Sidemount diving, the rear pouch solves the problems of bulky integrated pockets that interfere with cylinders and disrupt the diver's movement, while providing a clean space for essential accessories. Just as effective with back-mount configurations, it remains unobtrusive and streamlined. The pouch becomes part of the diver's rhythm, aligned with the body, present when needed, invisible when not. The pouch is not a place to carry more, it is a place to carry with purpose. A common mistake among divers is to overpack, adding items simply because there is space, but space alone is not a reason. Every object inside the pouch must serve the dive itself. If it has no clear role, it does not belong there. Each item is secured to the internal attachment points with intention. If more than one tool is carried, they are clipped into the pouch so that when it is opened or when one item is retrieved, nothing else is disturbed or lost. Within the pouch, every piece holds its own place. Each tool must be reachable on its own, without shifting or removing another. Order preserves control. In this way, every action remains calm, deliberate, and repeatable. There are several ways to attach a pouch to the diver. Most commonly, a double-ended bolt snap is used, providing clear tactile attachment points and a simple, reliable connection. An alternative method introduces a measure of elasticity, which can be useful in certain niche situations. To create this configuration, replace the double ender with 2 regular hair ties and 2 smaller low-profile single-ender bolt snaps. Let's take a closer look at how Sidemount gear is traditionally set up to integrate the pouch. On most systems, a purpose-built waistband D-ring serves as the attachment point. The pouch clips here, creating a streamlined, disciplined connection that moves in harmony with the diver. When this purpose-built hardware isn't present, a simple substitute can be fashioned from a tri-glide and a section of a 6mm thick, high-quality bungee. This works, but it lacks the rigidity of a proper D-ring, and operating the pouch smoothly will demand more awareness and practice, especially for effectively finding the short and flimsy loop. The length of this bungee should be adjusted to suit your personal preference. As a general guideline, a good starting point is to position the knot so it sits about 2 centimeters below the bottom edge of the wing, making it easy to locate and access when needed. Traditional back-mount setups aren't built with pouch integration in mind, so purpose-made attachment points aren't available. Still, there are proven ways to make it work. We teach 2 main methods for attaching a pouch to a standard backplate. The first uses the tri-glides already present on most systems. This setup mirrors the alternative Sidemount version, though the bungee must be longer, a detail we'll explore shortly. Even though it may be tempting to use thinner bungee, we strongly recommend choosing a 6 or 8mm thickness. This is less about load-bearing capacity and more about creating a knot large enough to serve as a tactile reference point. A larger knot makes it easier for the diver to locate and manage the attachment when reclipping the pouch, particularly when wearing gloves. If you're not yet familiar with setting up a backplate from scratch and would like to explore the process in more detail, be sure to check out our related video on the subject by clicking the card in the upper right corner. The second method takes advantage of the bottom holes on the backplate. By threading the bungee through here, you create a reliable attachment point for the pouch. In all cases, position the knot at the bottommost point. It helps your fingers locate the bungee more easily when engaging the soft attachment. One critical detail is the bungee length. Regardless of wing design, aim for a bungee about 2 centimeters longer than the bottom of the wing. This ensures it remains reachable underwater, even if the bungee shifts slightly when the pouch isn't attached, which is almost inevitable with this configuration. A simple way to verify the correct length without getting in the water is to place your wing over the backplate and check the bungee's length in relation to it. The knot should sit at least 2 centimeters below the lowest point of the wing, regardless of the wing's design. Move the knot out to the side and confirm that it remains visible and accessible, ensuring it is not covered by the wing. And for completeness, it is worth noting that some systems use a less traditional crotch strap design arranged in a Y configuration. In these cases, the most practical solution is to install a standard D-ring assembly on both sides, creating the attachment points required for secure pouch integration.
Understanding exists in the mind,
But truth only appears when the water closes above you.
As with all things in diving, the correct use and handling of your pouch requires discipline and deliberate execution. Nothing is done without awareness. Every movement carries intention. Observe the details closely and treat this moment as a quiet lesson in perception. After unclipping the right bolt snap with calm control, while the other hand remains ready for any task, the pouch is to be brought forward and the hands change roles. The left hand unclips the remaining bolt snap and then secures it cleanly to the left shoulder D-ring. Watch carefully and see if you can recognize the purpose behind certain details before they are explained. In time, their meaning will reveal itself once the demonstration is complete. Once the pouch opens, retrieve each item with deliberate care. Keep your team and surroundings in full awareness, while letting the pouch itself remain in your mindful control. Every interaction concludes the same way. Close it again. In doing so, you guard against unexpected complications and maintain harmony underwater. Regardless of your intentions or the dive plan, once the required item has been removed, the pouch should not remain at the front of the diver. It must be returned out of the working area. This can be done in 2 ways. The pouch may be clipped temporarily using a single bolt snap, for example during a DSMB deployment in the planned ascent phase of the dive, or it can be fully secured again in its normal position, clipped with both bolt snaps as usual. Restowing equipment into the pouch follows the same careful practice. Yet what distinguishes mastery from mere competence is the depth of your familiarity with your own gear. In a focused, controlled state, you do more than maintain perfect buoyancy, essential though it is. You move with awareness, attending to your pouch while keeping full attention on your team and surroundings. Every adjustment is intentional. Every movement anticipates the next step of the dive. Your gestures are deliberate, tools and gear moving as extensions of your body, integrated seamlessly into each action. Even under shifting currents or in tighter spaces, your actions remain precise and repeatable, reflecting a complete understanding of your setup. Mastery shows itself in these details: smooth transitions, secure attachments, and awareness that keeps equipment, team, and environment in balance. In this way, competence becomes instinct, and the dive unfolds with clarity and efficiency at every level. In a backmount configuration, the procedures are almost identical with a few exceptions. Interacting with the soft bungee attachment points will initially pose some challenges to the diver, but with deliberate dry runs and patient practice, any diver can reach a level of smooth, confident execution. Mastery is born of repetition, not haste, but beyond repetition, subtle details make all the difference. One detail rarely emphasized is the tactile feedback the bungee provides as you manipulate the pouch. When properly adjusted, it keeps the pouch reachable while also giving cues about your body position and the orientation of your wing. Learning to read these cues allows you to adjust movements before contact, reduce the risk of snagging or overreaching, and maintain a seamless flow between hands, tools, and body. This awareness, built through mindful dry runs, accelerates confidence underwater far more than simply following step-by-step instructions. It trains the diver to move intuitively within their own system. Every movement has a reason. Every choice is deliberate. Watch closely. What seems routine hides the logic of mastery, and the answers only reveal themselves in action. You may have noticed that the divers, regardless of the configuration, always begin interacting with the pouch using the right hand. This is no accident. Every movement is deliberate. The reason is simple but essential. If an unexpected situation arises, like needing to share gas, the pouch is never held in the right hand. By keeping it out of that hand, it can never be dropped when the diver has to donate their long hose. It stays secure, either clipped or held, and out of the way. It never becomes an obstacle. The diver's right hand remains free to act, to help, and to respond without hesitation. Every reach, every clip, every movement is built around one principle: control, safety, and readiness. This is a key detail in Sidemount diving. The right shoulder D-ring must remain clear. By keeping this side free of accessories, pouches, or backup lights that would normally fit on a back mount setup, the diver maintains an unobstructed path for the second stage at all times. So, in the event of an out-of-gas scenario, the hose can be deployed immediately, shared without obstruction, without hesitation, and without wasting a single second or ounce of effort.
True mastery is revealed not in what you hold, but in how your body, your tools, and your mind move as one beneath the water's surface.
There